Wow. Hello, everybody. How are we?
Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to officially the biggest Move Over Mama podcast we've ever done. I'm a bit emotional. Hi.
Oh, hi, Mum. You're a little sad.
I know. I'm not sad. It's happy. I'm so glad that people are actually here.
We were so scared like no one was going to show up. So thank you all for coming. Well, this is the very first time we've taken our little podcast out of the studio, which honestly feels really unreal and like not slightly, but very terrifying.
So thank you very much for being a part of something really momentous for Move Over Mama, our first ever live recording. And for those that don't know, because you're here for Chloe, my name's Emily Jade and I'm the mama part of Move Over Mama. And our podcast is a podcast made for teens.
And I'm Millie Valentine, her daughter. I'm the one that tells her mum to move over so I can ask the questions teens want to know. And this podcast is made because teenagers ask better questions than adults. So.
Now, our special guest today is one of Australia's favourite actors and someone who has made a real impact on young people in Australia.
She's most recently known for her big role in Heartbreak High, where she's been nominated for and won the AACTA Awards. She's also an author, a podcaster, and a powerful advocate for neurodiversity.
So please, everyone, will you put your hands together for Chloe Hayden? Get comfy on the Move Over Mama couches.
I love Chloe, everybody. I'm so excited to have her on the podcast. How does it feel to see her right now? Amazing. Okay, so welcome, Chloe. The first question I ask everybody is, what were you like as a teen? Were you happy? What were you into? What did you love?
As a teenager, I ran the world's biggest One Direction Tumblr account. And I also had the world's most read One Direction fan fiction as well.
That is so interesting.
I love it. And I'll be so real, I haven't really changed.
We actually just did a TikTok to One Direction.
Yes, exactly.
In the back room, so you'll be seeing that.
I feel like I kind of figured out who I was as a teenager and just went, this is good enough.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now, you've been such a great advocate for neurodiversity, and I'm just wondering, when did you realise that you saw the world differently? Was it in your teens or was it later?
No, significantly earlier. I knew that I saw the world differently from like the second that I gained consciousness. I knew that I was different when I was in kindergarten, and all of the other kids just kind of seemed to have this like secret language of understanding each other, and I genuinely felt like I was watching another species interact. And ironically, I was the one interacting with the other species. I would be talking to snails and birds every kinder day, and was just so confused about how they made it look so easy to fit in. I knew it even more so when I was in primary school, and I got hit on my first day and bullied by kids and teachers. I've known for my entire life that my mind wasn't built the same way that everyone else's was.
Oh. Wow, that's pretty heavy. Thank you for sharing
that. Thank you. When did you realise that you weren't broken, the system just like wasn't right for you?
Do you know what? I was told by other people my entire life that I was broken. When I found out that I was autistic, I told my best friend at the time, and she looked really worried and stepped back and said, "Is it contagious?" But even with that, even with teachers and friends and all of that saying that I was broken, that I was wrong, I never actually felt broken or wrong. And I credit that entirely to my family and to the support system I have, because my parents, who recently both also found out that they're neurodivergent, which makes a lot of sense, always told me that the way that I was made was the way that I was supposed to be made, and who I was exactly who I was supposed to be, and never made me feel like the weird one. They always made me understand that it was actually the world that was the weird one.
Can we give you a high five for that? What amazing parents.
Yeah. What did people misunderstand about you? And if you could talk to them, would you?
I think a lot of people on kind of both ends actually misunderstand what autism is and misunderstand what autism is for me. To this day, when people find out I'm autistic, people will go, oh my God, but you're nothing like Sheldon Cooper. Or they'll be like, oh, but my brother's best friend's like little sister's teacher's person who bred her goldfish knows someone that's autistic, and you're literally nothing like them. So I actually think I know everything about autism and you can't be. People have a very narrow-minded view of what autism looks like. And I think for a lot of people, I don't fit that view. And I don't fit that view on one side because of the way that I present myself and the way that I speak and my work and being a woman. But the other thing as well is people don't understand that when you guys are seeing me like standing up or sitting on this stage and wearing these clothes and you know, doing all of this awesome stuff, that's like a 1% of the time, you know? Like when I go home, I'm probably not going to speak for a few days, and my husband's going to have to feed me and like quite literally shower me, and I'm going to not exist in society for a little bit. I think people have a very narrow-minded view of what autism is.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Well, we're a neurodiverse family as well, so I totally get it. And without revealing too much, we know exactly what it's like to be on the stage in front of people and then go home and need that space. Or Millie might get a little bit angry at me, and it's her getting that out at me, and I've had to learn through this journey that it's not me and it's not even her, it's just how
Do you know what
processing.
Though as well? Because I also used to, like, my mum was the one that would like cop all of my anger and sadness when I came home from school. And the reason why she copped it is because she was my safe space. Yeah. Like after having to survive in this system, 6 hours a day, 5 days a week, and just feeling so left out and so scared and so alienated and so angry about it, the only person who I could trust to let out those emotions was my mum. So I'm sure that I don't need to tell you this, but the fact that you feel safe enough to have those emotions shows what a brilliant mother you are.
Yeah. Oh my God, I'll take it.
Yeah. And I feel like it's not even that we're like sad. Like if we like just literally don't show any emotions, it's literally just like charging our battery.
Exactly. Yes, literally. When I was a teenager, all of the kids in my school called me Murder Eyes because I would be having like a brilliant time and I was like,
I feel that so much. I'm actually okay when I look sad. I just have like a resting bitch.
Yeah, we do.
I do. Did you ever you had to like mask yourself?
I think there was definitely times where I felt like I had to showcase different sides of myself. And, you know, I've spent my entire life masking, but I also think everyone has. I think when we're autistic, we're taught specifically that we have to, because there's sides that you're allowed to show and there's sides that society wants to see and the sides that society tells you, particularly as a woman, to hide away and that you're not allowed to show that. Also, particularly as a woman in this industry, you're taught that you have to look a very certain way. And as an autistic person, that mask is significantly heavier to wear. But I also think that everyone feels like they have to mask a little bit. I don't think it's a unique thing to autism, you know.
I agree with you.
Yeah. What was school like for you? Like friendships and teachers? Like, did you finish?
Oh, school sucked. Yeah. So I went to about 10-ish schools in 8 years. I went to really, really big schools that had like a few hundred people in like just year 7, and I went to schools that had 50 people in the entire year, in the entire school, including staff. I went to country schools, and I went to big schools, and I went to private schools, and I went to public schools, and I did literally everything. Yeah. And the issue was the same at every single one of them. There was not a single difference at any of the schools I went to. And it's because it's not a specific school that's broken. It's the entire system. Our schooling system is built on a prison system.
Yeah.
And I've always thought it's incredibly strange that as adults, no one is expected. It would be ridiculous to expect 2 adults to think the same and act the same and have the same job. Like you wouldn't find someone that's a baker and go, you need to go and be a teacher now. And I'm going to criticize you and ridicule you if you can't. And you wouldn't find someone that works in construction and go, you need to go and be an actor, and criticize and ridicule them if they can't. And so it's so ridiculous that we're doing that to children when they're at the most vulnerable times of their lives, to go, you have to be this and you have to be this now, and I'm going to ridicule you if you can't.
Okay, so how did you finish school? Did you end up homeschooling?
So it was actually my English teacher in year 8 who called my parents in and said that she was concerned about me. And I went and I got some testing done because she said that there was something wrong with me. And originally, the something wrong, my parents thought I have a very nasty pony. She's like literally the devil reincarnated. She's been kicked out of Pony Club. She's chased me with her teeth bared. She's bitten my sister on the nipple. She's evil. Like, she's a really evil little pony. In my first 6 months of owning her, I had 10 concussions. Like, the doctors at the emergency ward knew me, my name, and was like, "Oh, all right, get in here." So anyway, my teacher was like, "There's something wrong with her," and my mum went, "Oh, I think it's the pony. I think the pony has done something to her." So my first testing was getting imaging done on my brain to see if I had some sort of brain injury from the amount of concussions that I had, and the test all came back clear, and they went, we don't know where to next. So I went to a psychiatrist, and she, after many weeks, diagnosed me as being autistic. And within that same time period said, "You cannot send your child back to school, she will die there." And so my parents took me out of school the same day that I got my diagnosis, and I finished doing DECV, which is distance education. And both of my parents say that the day that they took me out of the school system, they saw their kid come back.
Yeah, absolutely. Well done on them again.
Yeah, they're incredible.
Yeah.
Is because of what you went through a part of the reason why you got into acting? And let's go into the acting side of
Yeah,
things.
so I've always loved acting. It's always been such an escape for me, and also quite comforting. Being autistic, there's a very certain set of rules that most people decided on, and I don't really know who decided the rule, probably some like middle-aged white guy somewhere. And we've all just decided that those are the rules that everyone has to follow. And I'm really, really bad at doing that. But when I'm acting, someone else is telling me the rules. Someone else is telling me how to act and where to look and how to perform and what to say, and I don't have to think of anything. So acting has actually always been really, really safe and really, really comforting, because it's been the only time of my whole life where I haven't had to feel like an alien, because everyone's in the same situation. And so I started doing community theatre. I lived in a really, really tiny town, 5 hours away from the city. So our only acting opportunities were very tiny community theatres that would be put on once a year. But my dad would drive me this like 9-hour round trip every single weekend so I could go to acting classes.
Yeah.
And he'd drive me down on the holidays so I could go, and because he saw how much I loved it. And then I did my first short film when I was 19. It was a film called Jeremy the Dud. And it's a film about a world where everyone in the world is disabled, and those that aren't disabled are marginalized the same way that disabled people are in real life. And that's where I started, and I fell in love with it, and I've never looked back.
I do wonder if the acting world just attracts
Oh my God.
people because we are so used to putting on the mask and acting.
No one in this industry is typical. Like, I'm going to be so real. I diagnose everyone in every room that I walk into. My first day on set, I walked in and I went, "Nice to meet you. All of you are autistic, by the way."
Yeah.
And they all went, "Oh my God, you can't say that. Guess who's all got diagnoses now?" Yes.
That's literally the definition of my mum. Like,
I'm called the ADHD whisperer.
Yes.
But I can tell within a half-hour conversation if you've got it. So if anyone wants a free diagnosis after the show, I will be here.
yeah, but she will tell you to go pay like the money to go get that.
For legal reasons.
Yes. How did Heartbreak High come into your life? Like, how did that all start?
So Heartbreak High was actually an open casting call. So I'm sure that there's a lot of people in this room who are aspiring actors. And I'm always asked, how do you get in the industry? How do you get in the industry? So many big jobs in Australia are open casting calls, meaning you don't need an agent. You can just send in an audition. But I saw this, and then my agent did send it to me going, "Hey, like, I think you should audition for this role." And I had a look at this character. Her name was Prinny at the time. And her little bio about her said that she was a skater girl.
Yeah.
And she was autistic or potentially neurodivergent in some sort. The day of the audition, I am a professional horse rider. And before Heartbreak High, I was competing quite intensely in cowboy riding. And I was in Bonnie Doon doing a rodeo.
We're going to Bonnie Doon.
And
Any Castle fans?
Yeah, exactly. And I got this script, and usually if I'm competing, I'm like, it's not God's timing, it's not meant to be. And I got the script and I went, she's mine. That's mine. And so there's actually, I'll have to pull it up because I talk about it all the time. There's actually a video somewhere of me competing, and you can see my lips moving through the entire run. And it's me doing the script because as soon as I get off my horse, I run and I film it. And then I called my agent the next day and I was like, have you heard? And he's like, that's not how this works. But I did hear back, and I did some more auditions, and then we did reads with other actors for other characters. And then, gosh, it was such a long process. It was months of constant auditioning. And I've been in this industry for a long time, and I've done genuinely probably thousands of auditions and, gotten so close and then not landed it. So I was like, don't get your hopes up. It's just going to be one of them again. And then I was doing a conference in Albury-Wodonga, and it was 9:30 at night, and I'd just gotten off stage, and I had like 30 missed calls from my manager. And I was like, that's so weird. Why is he calling me so late? And so I get off and I call him back, and all he says to me is, are you sitting down? And I start bawling my eyes out. I'm screaming, I'm crying, the security guards running over to me. Like I'm just bawling my eyes out. And then I have to go back inside and get on stage with my ukulele and perform. And I'm crying my eyes out the whole time, and I couldn't tell anyone. And so people were like, oh my God, are you okay? And I'm like, I'm just really, really happy to be here.
So what was like, how is, you seeing your best friend and you seeing this person without not being able to tell them? Like,
it's really easy because I don't have any friends.
right. Well, you could have told me if we knew each other back then.
I called my parents straight away. Like I called my dad and my mom, and I called my husband, who was my boyfriend at the time, Dylan. And I was like, don't tell anyone, but I got it because obviously I'm going to tell them.
Yes.
But yeah, other than that, we had to keep silent until we started filming, which was maybe like a year later.
How long was the whole process of filming and yeah?
So we've done 3 seasons now, and each season takes about 5.5-ish months of filming. So I live on a farm in the country in Victoria, and we're filming in the city in Sydney, and I'm moving from a farm to a high-rise building for 5.5-6 months-ish. So it's hectic, but it's such a cool experience.
Is there another season coming out?
Yeah, there is.
There is?
I can't say anything, but there is another season coming out, and it's coming out this year. You're allowed to know that. Yeah, it's coming out soon, and it's really cool. Yeah,
I'm so excited. I was watching tapes just before this, and I was it's such an amazing show. And hearing an Australian accent from watching so many American movies is so weird.
It's so jarring, isn't it?
Because
when I'm watching media now, I just assume that the American standard accent is the normal. And then I hear an Australian, I'm like, whoa.
Yeah. It's like,
it's really quite jarring. But I don't know. I've been consuming so much more Australian media recently. And the more that I'm consuming that, now I hear American voices and I go, yeah. Okay.
How did Heartbreak High support your neurodivergency?
I think the best thing that Heartbreak High did for neurodivergency is having an autistic character and having her actually be autistic and saying the word autism.
Yeah.
So many times, again, particularly for female characters, they're quirky and they're different and they're manic pixie dream girl and they're autistic coded, but people are so scared to say the word autism. And so I think the best thing they did is first of all saying outright, this is an autistic character, and then casting an autistic person in the process.
Yeah.
But I also think that should be standard. It shouldn't have been revolutionary that I was the first autistic actress that in Australia. That shouldn't be revolutionary. In fact, that's ridiculous that it happens that late. It's incredible what Heartbreak did, but we need to have that as our baseline, and we need to do better, not just in having authentic casting and authentic representation, but making films that's more accessible to allow more disabled actors to be able to access them.
And what about on set for your neurodivergency? You said earlier that you've had a big day, then you go home and Dylan has to assist you. What about on set? Because they're very long days. Do they help you in that
They are
regard?
incredibly long days. I was able to speak to different members of the team. Like there's this like really beautiful connection between actors and the hair and makeup department. We're like this, and so being able to have them on my side was lovely, and they were always so lovely with making sure that they weren't pressing too hard on my face, or like they would let me wear my headphones while they were working on me and they just move around it. And they would let me put my headphones on between takes, and they'd be like, that's fine, we'll just fix it up if your hair gets messed up or something. Costuming as well, I would go in and I would have fittings for costuming, and it wasn't just fittings to see if the clothes looked good, it was fittings to see if they were itchy or if the tags needed to be cut out. And if ever that was the case, they were like, yeah, let's chuck it, absolutely.
That is unreal.
Yeah, it's
So
incredible. And again, like it is incredible, but it shouldn't be incredible.
Yeah.
It should be baseline.
Yeah.
How did you feel when Autistic Barbie came out?
Oh my gosh, I thought that was so cool. I love Barbie. I was still playing with dolls. I still play with dolls. But like I was like actively every single day playing with dolls until I was like 21, I think. I was like paying my baby sister to play with me because she was like, this is embarrassing. I'm not playing. And I was like, I'll pay you. And she went, all right.
How old are all your siblings? Like, how many siblings do you have?
I've got 4 siblings. I have 2 sisters, 2 brothers, 2 biological and 2 adopted from Taiwan.
So cool.
And I've also had about 55 foster siblings as well.
Okay.
We have a very hectic house.
You do.
That's amazing. We had little foster
we had foster
siblings.
kids.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah.
It's that's a whole. I wasn't prepared for that, so that's an interesting part of your life.
Yeah,
that I didn't know about.
I feel like people don't know that.
No,
yeah.
well, you guys know now. We know now.
Yeah, hot exclusive.
Yeah, so tell me more about that, if you can say, about like your foster siblings.
Yeah, so my parents started fostering when I was maybe 12. And my parents are incredible people. They've just got so much love to give and are so incredible when it comes to kids that are a little bit outside of the box. And so our life for so long was just like at one stage I think we had like 10 of us in the home, like 10 kids in the home. It's awesome. I'm very lucky to have gotten to live a life that is kind of a little bit eccentric, I guess, you know?
I think it's wonderful.
Yeah.
Now, before we move on to our next part of the show, AACTA Awards, and you've won one. What was that moment like?
Oh my goodness. I won Favorite Actress in my first year in the industry. And I was like nominated against like Margot Robbie, like what the heck? And like Rebel Wilson, and like I was stoked to just be in that room. Like I've grown up loving this industry. Like I watch the Logies every year. I watch the actors every year. Like I've had these people on my walls, you know, like on my vision boards and stuff. When we were doing Heartbreak High, we would watch posters on like buses go past for shows, and we're like, oh my God, imagine if that's us one day. Imagine if we're on a bus. That would be amazing. And like that to us was like, and we were like, no, don't think about that. Like don't get disappointed. So to go from going, imagine if we're on a bus poster, to like Heartbreak won an Emmy for season 2 or season 1, and winning an AACTA Award for my first ever year in this industry professionally was just, I don't know. I grew up thinking that I wasn't supposed to be here, and I grew up thinking that I definitely wasn't supposed to be in this industry. I've been told it so many times by so many people that are in this industry that I'm not supposed to be here. So having won in my first year was, I don't know. I don't think I'm allowed to swear, but it was a bit of an FU to the people who told me I couldn't. Yeah. And also, you know, a bit of a reminder for young me to go, you know what, sometimes it feels like your dreams are out of reach, but you have to try, because sometimes they are in your reach, you know?
Well done.
Is that the advice you would give to teens?
Thank you. Yeah, absolutely. I think like the biggest advice that I can give anyone, but specifically people that want to be in the industry, is first of all, trust yourself, because this industry is so incredibly hectic and has incredible, beautiful people in it, but also some people that aren't so incredible and aren't so beautiful. It is really important to trust yourself and to trust your intuition. and understand what your values are and what your ethics are and who you are, and know that before you go into it, so that you know when someone is doing something that isn't good for you, you're able to say no, you know.
I love that advice. So we've got a little photo game. I'm going to give you some photos and you're going to tell me how that moment was,
Okay.
how that felt for you.
Oh.
So first is your wedding day. Tell me about it. I heard that there were cats involved.
There was cats involved.
Tell me about that.
So I was so scared. This is going to sound really bad because my husband's in the room.
Everyone, there's Dylan there. Can we say hi to Dylan?
Dylan, you had long hair. Where did that go?
I was so scared of getting married because I am not a typical person. And I feel like marriage, when we think about it, is such a typical and traditional and kind of conservative sort of, you know, idea. I can't cook at all. I got kicked out of cooking class. I can't clean. I was like, I don't know how to be a wife. I don't know how to do that. Like, being a wife is such a scary word. And marriage, that's terrifying because like every single woman who was talking to me about marriage when we got engaged was like, it's the biggest day of your life. And I was like, you mean it's all downhill after that? And that was so scary. Like, I cry on Christmas every year because I'm like, it's over and it's back in 365 days.
Yeah.
And I was like, I do this once and that's it? That's so scary. And so we actually ended up thinking of our wedding as not like oh my God, like this is it. You've chosen your life partner. I knew I chose my life partner the day I met him. It was like a celebration, you know, like we just saw it as like, it was a wedding legally, but it was just a big party. And also we made it, so neuro-friendly. I hate weddings because the food is always gross.
Yeah.
And you have to sit down at a table the whole night and like make small talk with people that you don't know. I hate them. Like I've never enjoyed them. And so for our wedding, we had food trucks everywhere and we had games and we had it on this big farm and there was like chickens walking around and we were like, just go and do whatever you want.
Can you have another one of these celebrations? So
Genuinely,
it was
so much fun. And then while we were there, my sister found 4 kittens under our wedding venue. And so I was like, well, I'm not going to think about anything else except for these cats the whole time. And also they're coming home with me. I don't care if they're already owned. Better to ask permission than forgive, or whatever it is, forgive. But you know what I'm trying to say. And so we looked, I was like, our wedding venue was really close to our house. So I went to my mum and I was like, Mum, go home. I need a bag of Whiskers. I need a can of tuna. I need a cat carrier. Go. And she's like, okay. And these kittens disappeared and I didn't see them on the day of the wedding. And I was like devastated. I literally was late to the aisle, not fashionably late. I was late because I was on my hands and knees looking under barns trying to find these kittens. And then the day after, we stayed at the venue and the day after we were leaving and I was like, I cannot stop thinking about these kittens. Like I need to bring them home with me. And as we were driving out, Mum's like, just check one more time. And I walk out and all 4 of these 4-week-old kittens were outside all just huddled around each other eating this little can of tuna that I'd left out. And I was like, quick, come get the cats, come get the cats, come get the cats. And so we like painstakingly, they were terrified. They were so scared. They didn't have a mom. We looked everywhere for her and tried to capture her for weeks afterwards as well. They were so scared and we spent ages trying to catch all of these kittens and I was bawling my eyes out when we got them. And we kept all of them. So we have 4 kittens. We have 2 and my sister has 2. And they're the best things in the whole world. Dylan's also allergic to cats.
Poor Dylan. Oh my gosh. Are these like your little babies?
I have, I don't know the exact number anymore, but I think like 37-ish pets. And every single one of them I birthed myself.
Right.
They are my biological children.
Yeah.
So your wedding vows are literally till death do us part.
Yes.
And all of the animals.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, and he knew that when I met him.
So wait, run me through all the pets that you have.
Okay, so I train horses. We've got, I think, 9-ish horses.
What does ish mean?
They come and go. They come and go. We have a donkey. His name is Benjamin.
Yes.
We have a chicken that we found on the side of the road. We have 2 gay ducks.
How come they're gay? How do you know?
But ducks have a mating ritual.
Oh.
And so they do the mating ritual and they're bonded. So both of these ducks were found at separate lakes. One of them was entangled in fishing wire and had fish hooks all in his beak, and the other one was attacked by a dog. And while they were both in the hospital, they bonded. And they're the sweetest things ever. They follow each other everywhere. Springtime is when they do their mating ritual, and so they're like dancing like all the spring. It's the cutest thing ever. We have 2 dogs, 3 cats. One of them has 3 legs. What haven't I said? 2 frogs and 2 axolotls.
I love this.
Wow. That is all right. Amazing. Okay, so the next one is at the Harry Styles concert. So tell me about this, and there was a little backstory to what happened.
Yeah.
Can you run me through
so
this?
as for mentioned, I am the biggest One Direction fan that has literally ever walked the entire earth ever. So I went to, this was his first, or maybe not one of his first, this was the most recent tour that he did. And I think something that's really interesting about this photo is you can see like I look so happy and I'm wearing my little pride jumpsuit and my little rainbow ear defenders and my sparkly makeup and everything. But actually about 2 minutes before this photo was taken, I was feeling very overwhelmed and I went to Marvel's sensory room and they didn't let me in because I didn't look disabled enough for it. So yeah, I think I don't know, I think that's kind of an interesting sort of nuance to the image that, and also kind of like what I was talking about before, the people, when they see people that don't look disabled, they have a very specific idea of who they are based on image alone. And I think this image in itself is a really good showcasing that what you see on the surface isn't necessarily what's going on underneath. So never judge a book by its cover. I did actually speak to Marvel about that though, because one thing about me, I am stubborn and I don't let things go.
Yeah.
And so I actually spoke to Marvel's CEO and they did promise to make more sensory rooms because that sensory room was also in a broom closet.
What?
So they did promise to make more sensory rooms. I haven't been back, but I am going to see Harry Styles again, which is also at Marvel, and I'm a little bit nervous, but hopefully.
You should let them know. You should be like, I'm coming. There better be a room for me.
And also if I can meet Harry Styles while we're there.
Yeah. So if you want to make up for the last one, because I haven't let it go.
There's only one way that you can resolve this.
Yes.
Where is the curly haired man?
Of course. Okay, and the last one was
My
little
baby
teen you.
Yeah.
What was the person inside of you at this time?
Oh my goodness. I wore flower crowns every single day. And that's my dog Matilda. She's my entire universe. I don't know. I think I was really struggling at this time of my life. I struggled for my entire teenage years with a very severe eating disorder and very severe body dysmorphia. And I didn't like myself. I didn't really want to be here because I didn't think that I was supposed to. And again, I don't know, I think this image is kind of similar to the Harry one where, like, you know, I'm lying on the ground and there's flowers behind me and my dog look weirdly the same. And I've got my pink hair because I wanted to look like Perry Edwards from Little Mix. And on the inside, I'm pretty sure this might have been Christmas Day actually, at my grandparents' place. And again, I think minutes before this photo was taken, I remember yelling at my auntie because she gave me gingerbread and she put too much sugar or butter or something like that in it. And I was in such a bad place with my eating disorder brain that I thought everyone was out to get me and everyone was out to try and make me fat and make me gain weight and make me, you know, I don't know. And I don't know. I think it's kind of a similar thing where minutes before I was terrorizing my family because my brain was literally starving. And then I'm on the ground smiling with my puppy. I don't know.
Yeah. What advice would you give to teens maybe going through the same thing or just like having a rough time?
I haven't spoken about this publicly yet. So you're the first to hear it. I was diagnosed with something called osteopenia recently, which is a bone disease, basically. My bones are very brittle. And the reason why my bones are very brittle is because I had an eating disorder. And when I was going through it, I just wanted to look skinny. And I thought that if I was skinny and if I reached my goal weight, then I would be the person that I wanted to be. And it doesn't matter how small you get or what the size on the scale shows, you never reach that. You always feel like you have to keep going. Because that's not really what the issue is. I don't know the numbers specifically, but something between 30 to maybe 60% of people that have anorexia are actually autistic. And yeah, I think the biggest thing that I want people to know that are going through a similar thing is it's not going to make you happy. When I was that, my horses are my entire world. I couldn't ride. I wasn't allowed to ride my horses because I was too sick. That if I fell, I could kill myself. I wasn't allowed to act. I was in a really big musical and I had to get kicked out of it because I was too sick to be standing up and singing. I also just didn't look healthy. Like my teeth were yellow and brittle. My hair was falling out. I had bald patches all over. My eyes were sunken. My skin was yellow. When you're starving yourself, your brain is starving itself and you don't look good and you don't feel good and you're not good. And I just, from someone who is on the other side of it, and being in this industry and you know, having to wear sometimes very little clothing for films or very little clothing for photo shoots or whatever, and there's always that little voice that goes, hey, like maybe you could skip dinner tonight. And on those days, I go and I find the biggest burger that I can or the biggest, cheesiest bowl of pasta that I can and go, absolutely enough.
Yeah.
You never feel worse for skipping a meal. You know what I mean? Like it's always, I don't know. I'm rambling because this is a really important topic. This is something I'm so passionate about.
A really important topic to talk about, especially for teens and even parents who have teens that might be going through similar things. Thank you so much for sharing this. I think it's very important.
Thank you, darling.
Thank you. Now we've got a little game of this or that. So
yeah, sorry, not to
let's
drag
play
the mood down.
this or that. No, of course. Okay, comfort clothes or red carpet?
Oh my God, comfort clothes. Absolutely.
Watching a movie or a TV show?
Oh, I think a TV show.
Yeah, same.
Depends.
Like movies go too quick.
Yeah,
you know?
fair enough.
Stranger Things is the longest
Fair
thing
enough.
I've
But
ever
if it's a
watched.
movie I've seen like a million times before, then that specific movie.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah. A sad scene or a romantic scene?
I love a sad scene. Any scene where I can scream my head off. Oh, it's so releasing.
Oh my gosh, like that. What's it? Screen therapy that you did in Heartbreak High?
Yes, best. Oh,
was that the best scene you've ever
so
done?
So much fun. Any scene where I can just go wild.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah. Scripted or improvised?
Ooh, I feel like it depends on the scene partner. Because if I have a really fun scene partner who I really vibe with, and I love improvising, and we sometimes often do, but if it's someone that I'm not vibing with and I'm like trying to improvise and they're just giving me nothing, scripted.
Yeah, 100%. Writing a book or recording a podcast?
Oh, recording a podcast, right?
Right answer.
Being liked or being understood?
Being understood, 100%, any day.
Winning an award or winning a role?
Winning a role, absolutely.
Regrets?
Gotta pay the bills.
Sorry?
Yeah.
Gotta pay the bills. Yeah, exactly.
Regrets or no regrets?
Oh, why would anyone choose regret?
Oh. Mum. Okay, now to the last final questions, and then we can do a Q&A. So if you've got any questions, think of those. Would teenage self be really surprised on who you are today?
Do you know what? I think she would be elated. I think teenage me would think that I was so cool. But I actually don't think she would be surprised because I grew up with parents who just thought I was the best and always told me, like, I got kicked out of every dance school that I ever went to because I suck. Like, I genuinely suck. Like, I got kicked out. Like, it wasn't like, oh, ableism. Like, I sucked. I deserve to get kicked out. And my parents were like, yeah, baby, you could go be a professional ballerina. Like, you can do anything. And so I just went into everything with an attitude of like, yeah, I am going to become an actor and I am going to do this. And I feel like, again, more autistic women need to have that mentality.
Yeah, 100%. If you could go back and talk to teenage Chloe, what would you tell her?
Everything's going to be okay.
Yeah. And if you could give any more advice to teens who are here today that want to get inspired by you or even just wants like a confidence boost, what would you tell them?
I think the same thing. Everything's going to be okay. And also don't let anyone change your weirdness. Your weirdness is extraordinary. No one has ever made a difference by being normal.
Mm-hmm. I love that so much. Chloe, you were quite one of my favorite podcast guests I've ever had.
Thank you.
And such a special one as well. Look at this amazing audience.
Yeah,
I'm going to have a look.
exciting.
Oh my gosh. Hi, everybody. Thank you for listening. Thank you for coming. Okay.
Now, we might do at the end of every podcast, if you haven't watched our podcast before, we have a magical fortune cookie jar, Chloe. And we get you to dig into the magical fortune cookie jar. And we find, even though we just bought them from Coles, that they somehow relate to what we spoke about in... Yeah, that's the Bajara banana lollies, mastics, in case people are low on energy, and the fortune cookies, which you don't have to eat and probably don't because other people have dug their hands in there. But you pull one out, you crack it open, and you read it for us. Okay. Are you excited?
Yeah.
And then we just see if we can squeeze the message into the message of the podcast.
Okay, if it's a really bad fortune, no one blame me, okay?
Or just read the back of it because they're lotto numbers. So if you don't like the fortune, just read the numbers out. And then we can all go and use those numbers and share in the winnings. All right.
There's nothing in it. Wait, I'm nervous. Everyone stop watching me. Do something else for a little bit.
Have you done a fortune cookie before?
I actually don't think I have, but I feel like I've eaten other people's fortune cookies, and I think I really enjoy them.
Yes.
I know that it's like... But
yes.
I'll sanitize or something. Okay, this fortune is: to love is to risk getting hurt.
Aww.
Well,
I'm going to relate it back to your wedding day, and you were worried about getting married to Dylan, and if you could be a good wife or be a wife, but you took the risk.
True.
And here you are.
Yeah. I also
Does that
feel
work?
Like love can also be like just a passion for anything, like for your work, for like being here. I don't know. I feel like everything is a risk, and I think you have to take the risk if it's something you're passionate about. I don't think you can be passionate about something. Risk.
Read it one more time.
To love is to risk getting hurt. Y'all want the lotto numbers?
Yes.
All right, guys. Again, first of all, if you win, you have to legally give me some of the money. And if you don't win, you legally are not allowed to sue me. So, okay, so the numbers are 19, 20, 22, 30, 41, 42.
Congratulations that you have autism. Like, I think that is a great response. We often get, you're neurodiverse, are you? I think it should be congratulations.
I agree.
Congratulations, you are on the spectrum. What a gift you are, and what a gift everybody in the room is. So thank you so much for being on our podcast, sharing everything so openly and opening doors for people like you to live in this world authentically as they are.
Thank you so much, and thank you both for having me. You did
I love you
incredible
so
for your
much.
first ever
I was
time
so
doing
scared,
this.
guys. I was so scared.
So please, I have to end the podcast like we always do. Like and subscribe and share this podcast with anyone you think that will help. And please help us spread the word, because the more people that hear about our podcast, the more we can share stories of what people were like in their teens, so that we can show the world that it is not one size fits all.
Exactly.
Everyone has an amazing teen story. So thank you. Chloe Hayden, thank you.